It was a sun-drenched Saturday afternoon in the luxurious townhouse belonging to Malik Thorne's family in Buckhead, Atlanta. The rich aroma of slow, braised oxtails, a dish Zara Ilan had perfected, mingled with the scent of fresh, sweet tea. Zara, 3 years into her marriage, moved with practiced agility. But despite her efforts, a painful truth was undeniable. She was not respected in this house. Mrs. Serafina Thorne, her mother-in-law, Mill, slammed a serving bowl onto the table. Her voice, sharp and piercing, cut through the quiet. "The food is fine, but it's too country, too down-home. Women these days are competent, but you, apart from the kitchen, you're useless." Zara replied meekly, "Yes, I'll try harder, Mother. Please keep giving me advice." Malik intervened with mocking serenity. "Mama's right. If a document needs signing for the company, just sign it. You don't master the languages of trade. You wouldn't understand what you're reading." An uncomfortable silence filled the room, accentuating the palpable frustration. Mrs. Thorne shook her head, lamenting Zara's clumsy nature and lack of sophistication. The next morning, as Zara prepared breakfast, a sudden, deathly silence fell. The voice of a news anchor broke the quiet. The Pinnacle Group, which until now seemed like an impregnable fortress, has officially declared bankruptcy this morning. Alleged large-scale investment fraud, stocks have plummeted, founding family has accumulated a debt of billions of dollars. Mrs. Thorne screamed, throwing a tea mug onto the table. "The fraud, bankruptcy, ruin!" she shrieked. "Do you think I am an idiot? Your parents are now beggars. Your husband's career could be ruined because of a scammer father-in-law." Malik came down, his sleep vanishing instantly. He looked at Zara with panic. "Zara, is this true?" Zara had internally aware this was a secret strategy by her father to purge corrupt executives from her family's company, had to pretend to be in shock. I don't know, Miss Serafina, but it looks like the news is true." Malik let out a huff of frustration. "Oh, damn it. My promotion plan for next month goes down the drain. The director is going to think twice before promoting the son-in-law of a crook." Mrs. Thorne immediately jumped in with cruel counsel. "Cut off the money you were giving her for her expenses. We cannot let them drag us into their ruin." Malik, without hesitation, agreed. "Zara, starting today, give me back the additional credit card I gave you. I'm going to cancel all of them. We have to save money." Zara's heart sunk. Baby, that is the money I use for the house expenses," she screamed. "Shut up. Know your place, Zara. Now you are nothing more than the daughter of a bankrupt family living for free in my son's house. You should be grateful Malik doesn't kick you out to the streets right now." Malik did not defend his wife. He turned away, ordering her to clean up the glass mess. Zara crouched down, picking up the glass, squeezing a piece in her palm until she made a small cut. "All right, Malik. All right, Miss Serafina," Zara promised internally. "If this is your true face when I'm down, don't expect to see mine when I get back up." Their love had a price tag, and fate had just ripped that tag off by force. A week after the news of the bankruptcy, the luxurious townhouse had turned into a small hell for Zara Ellen. Malik Thorne and Mrs. Serafina Thorne escalated their cruelty. Malik now shouted his wife's name as if calling a servant. Zara rushed in with his freshly ironed shirt, trying to maintain a smile. Malik snatched the shirt without a word of thanks, telling her to start knowing your place. He coldly stated he could no longer tolerate her whims, because her father was now just dead weight from the past. Before leaving, Malik disdainfully threw a few bills on the dresser. "This is for the month's groceries. Manage it well." Sarah's eyes widened. "Baby, this is only $300. How am I going to cover food for 3 people?" Malik, fixing his hair and spraying on expensive cologne, replied with astonishing ease. "That was when you brought good luck. Now you bring bad luck. Instead of buying steak every day, you can buy beans or rice. Eating greens daily is healthy too. If it's not enough, earn it yourself. Sell your expensive clothes or those designer bags. Stop being a parasite." That afternoon, Mrs. Thorne received a special visitor, Ariana Hayes, the daughter of a friend, recently back from overseas. Ariana, wearing a designer dress and carrying a luxury handbag, was Malik's obvious replacement. Mrs. Thorne openly humiliated Zara in front of the guest, calling her a parasite. Malik arrived home later, energized by the presence of Ariana and the expensive watch she gifted him. He laughed and chatted animatedly with Ariana and his mother, deliberately ignoring Zara. While clearing the table, Zara saw Malik's phone light up with a WhatsApp notification from Ariana Beautiful. The message was devastating. "It's a shame an amazing man like you has such a mediocre and bland wife. When are we doing dinner? Just the 2 of us. Auntie Serafina agrees." Malik snatched the phone away. When Sarah confronted him, he gave her a cynical, defiant smile. "This isn't an affair. It's called networking, building relationships. And hey, if you don't like it, the door is open. But remember, you don't have $1 to your name. What are you going to do? Sleep on the street?" The ultimate humiliation came on a Sunday morning. Devin Thorne, Malik's slacker brother, demanded $100 for car repairs. Sarah rejected him, stating the budget was too tight. Devin, lying, told his mother that Sarah had insulted him. Mrs. Thorne immediately grabbed Sarah's arm. "The parasite is you. Give him the money he's asking for right now, and if necessary, sell those gold earrings you're wearing." Those small earrings were a keepsake from her late grandmother. With trembling hands and a broken heart, Sarah took them off. Behind the house, Sarah called her father's executive, Mr. Solomon, on a burner phone. Her voice was cold and sharp. "Mr. Solomon, prepare a full report on Devin's online gambling debts. I also need his criminal record. I want to see his face when he realizes this stingy sister-in-law holds the key to his jail cell." The conspiracy was in full swing. Zara Ellen had exposed her husband's slacker brother, Devin Thorne, and armed herself with evidence of his debts and criminal history. Now, Malik Thorne and Mrs. Serafina Thorne were ready to deal the final public blow. The atmosphere at dinner was even colder than usual. Mrs. Thorne cornered Malik, demanding action. She revealed that Ariana Hayes' father was offering a multi-billion-dollar real estate project, but only on the condition that Malik's civil status was clear. The price of ambition. Malik realized a billion-dollar project was a shortcut to the luxurious life he craved. He imagined a new car and luxury vacations with Ariana. The final betrayal. Mrs. Thorne delivered the ultimatum: choose a bright future with Ariana or stay forever in poverty with Zara. Malik, unable to disobey his mother, looked at Zara's back and, seeing no remaining benefit, let out a long sigh. "All right, Mama, I'll prepare the divorce." The crack of the plate Zara dropped in the sink was the only sound before she turned around. You are going to divorce me, baby? Just for money? Malik replied brusquely. It's not that I want to, it's that you must. I'm sick of seeing your face that reminds me of your father's failure. Mrs. Thorne insisted on making a public spectacle. Invite everyone and throw a little celebration party. Let everyone find out that my son has freed himself from the chains of a scammer family. Ariana was designated the guest of honor. That night, Zara sent a single, chilling message to Mr. Solomon. They have chosen open war. Malik will announce the divorce next week in front of the whole family. Make sure my appointment as CEO is ready for the same day. Zara then revealed her final devastating leverage to Mr. Solomon. The family townhouse was mortgaged. Prepare a special gift for Miss Serafina, a foreclosure notice from the bank, since the deed to this house was secretly mortgaged by Malik to pay online gambling debts. The day of the party arrived. Mrs. Thorne spent her last savings on expensive catering, forcing Zara into the kitchen. Zara, wearing simple clothes but radiating cold calm, was intercepted. Mrs. Thorne ordered her to stay in the back near the kitchen. Your place is in the back. Your mission today is to make sure guests' glasses aren't empty. Don't embarrass Malik. The greedy relatives arrived, immediately insulting Zara's tacky clothes and celebrating Malik's betrayal. Ariana arrived like a movie star, swarmed by the family as their savior goddess. Devin Thorne, arrogant, shoved a dirty glass toward Zara. Come on, refill my glass and bring something fresh to Sister Ariana, too. Ariana, sitting like a queen, looked at Zara with pity. Sorry to bother you. You haven't even gotten pregnant. Are you barren? Malik laughed with them, his eyes avoiding Zara. Mrs. Thorne, rising to make the announcement, exclaimed, Today is a special day for our family. My proud son Malik is going to make an important announcement that will chase away the bad luck from this house and open a new, brighter chapter. The house was packed with greedy relatives, and Ariana Hayes sat like a queen, waiting for Malik Thorne to publicly discard Zara Ilan. Mrs. Serafina Thorne had orchestrated the perfect, humiliating spectacle. Malik began his speech, his voice stiff and formal. He looked at Zara, alone in the corner, with fatigue and a desperate desire to be rid of a burden. For the last few years, I have been a husband, but I can no longer bear this burden alone. Especially, I cannot bear the shame and debts that are not mine, Malik declared. He announced the final verdict. In this very moment, I declare our divorce. From today, you and I are strangers. Starting tonight, I forbid you to live under this house's roof. The room erupted in laughter and applause. Mrs. Thorne and Devin celebrated loudly. Now this house is clean of parasites. Ariana approached Zara with a mocking smile, telling her to know your place. Zara felt a cold calm. Thank you, Malik, she said, her voice clear and strange. Thank you for freeing me. With this declaration of divorce, neither religiously nor legally do I have any obligation to you or your family anymore. I am free. Just when Mrs. Thorne was about to hurl another insult, a ding sounded in Malik's pocket, the notification of a high-priority email from the office. The same sound echoed on Devin's phone and the cousins. Malik, annoyed, opened the email marked in red. Urgent announcement. Corporate acquisition and board restructuring. His smile slowly disappeared. His face turned white. This is impossible, Devin murmured. Zara advanced slowly. Malik,
"Why aren't you saying anything?" she asked, with a commanding voice. "Read the name on the last line. Baby, the name of the new owner of the company where you work." Malik's eyes locked onto the digital signature. "Sole owner and CEO of Global Solutions, Inc., Zara Ilan." His phone fell, hitting the floor with a dull thud. The living room was suffocating. Zara continued the execution. She showed them the official notarial act stipulating that the Pinnacle Group, her family's company, had acquired 100% of Global Solutions, Inc., and that Zara had been named the highest authority. "That bankruptcy news?" Zara smiled sideways. "It was just a bait to lure out business enemies. But it turns out we didn't just catch business enemies, but also hidden enemies inside my own home." Malik collapsed onto the sofa. Zara dropped the second fatal bombshell, the foreclosure notice. Malik embezzled $500,000 in promotion funds, diverting them to Ariana Hayes. And you, Miss Serafina, your level is foreclosure. Mr. Solomon presented the red document, a foreclosure notice from the bank. The deed to this house was mortgaged a year ago by Malik to pay his brother Devin's online gambling debts. The bank, which coincidentally is also a subsidiary of the Pinnacle Group, is proceeding with official foreclosure today. Mrs. Thorne shrieked. Her house was gone, seized due to her own two sons' financial mismanagement. The daughter-in-law she humiliated was the one holding her fate. Zara ordered the police to detain Malik and Ariana for embezzlement and money laundering. She ordered the guards to evict Mrs. Thorne and Devin within an hour. The Thorne family's reign was over.
The corporate execution was in full swing. Zara Ethelyn had publicly exposed her husband's crimes and initiated the full legal and corporate dismantling of his influence. The extraordinary shareholders meeting of Global Solutions, Inc., Malik's company, was tense. Mr. Solomon, Zara's lawyer, presented the damning evidence, the complete file of infractions, including illegal money transfers, illicit private accounts, a forged power of attorney signed by Zara under deception, and uncontrolled excessive expenses. Crucially, Mr. Solomon projected the audio recording of the conversation between Malik and Mrs. Serafina Thorne. The sound resonated through the auditorium, Malik confessing that Zara was illiterate in business, and he just had to give her the papers to sign and she signs. This confirmed the conspiracy to defraud. The chairman rested his hand on the table, his face severe. He proposed the permanent dismissal of Mr. Malik Thorne from his position as vice president and the expulsion of the mistress, Ariana Hayes, from the company. At that precise moment, Malik Thorne appeared. His steps were wobbly, his shirt wrinkled, and his face consumed by panic. Seeing Zara, he stopped and knelt. "Zara, I was wrong. I beg you to give me a chance, just one time." Zara looked at him, her voice cold and clear. "The chance was by your side. I waited for you to see it, but you yourself threw it away." The shareholders voted. 100% agreed. The decision was sealed on the spot. Dismissal. Malik was escorted out of the building. Once a golden talent, he was now fired under contemptuous looks. New director. The same day, Chairman Vance sought out Zara. He praised her command of languages, financial vision, and serenity. He offered her the position of executive director of the investment unit. Acceptance. Zara accepted immediately. "Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will strive not to disappoint your expectations." She had occupied the place she truly deserved. The next morning, Zara entered the international meeting room. She spoke fluently in English, then switched to Mandarin, French, and Japanese. The foreign directors watched in awe and respect. Zara's final wisdom: when people underestimate you, that is the moment you have the opportunity to surpass them.
3 months after the corporate party, Elias Vaughn's empire definitively collapsed. The economic strangulation orchestrated by Amadi Falcon through the IRS audit, loan demands, and client termination proved ruthlessly effective. Vaughn Media Group was declared bankrupt, assets were seized, and accounts were blocked. Elias came home late, pale and distraught, facing a criminal case for tax evasion and money laundering. Kailani, Kai, Reyes played the role of the unsuspecting wife, feigning horror. "They're accusing me of financial crimes. I have to go back to the investigator tomorrow," Elias confessed, sinking into his armchair. He couldn't understand where they got the information, paranoid that someone who had access to the agency's internal documents had betrayed him. He never suspected that Kai, the wife he had scorned, was the source. Nor did he suspect that his fiancée, Serena Brooks, and her father already knew the truth. Serena had vanished from his life as soon as the problem started, changing her phone number and ignoring his desperate calls. Elias realized he had been used and discarded. The next morning, investigators presented Elias with serious charges, and he was arrested. When the investigators' car disappeared, taking Elias away, Kai felt a strange emptiness. 10 years of life with him had ended. She immediately called Amadi Falcon. "It's over," she said. "Yes, I know. My people monitored the situation. Vaughn will get around 7 or 8 years in prison. What now?" "Now begins your new life. The money has already been transferred to your account. The divorce papers are prepared by my lawyers." Kai was silent. She had the money, the freedom, and the vengeance. But she had one ultimate condition for Amadi to deliver the criminal prosecution. "Mr. Falcon," Kai said, her voice firm, "I want Elias not only to lose his business, but he must face criminal responsibility for his crimes." Amadi, surprised, asked what her condition was. Kai delivered the demand. "The child. I want the child to have everything they need. You will ensure I have everything necessary to raise the child." Amadi, relieved it wasn't money or undue complication, smiled. "That can be arranged. We will ensure you have everything necessary to raise the child." Kai extended her hand to shake. "It's a deal." The plan was now complete. Elias would face the maximum penalty for the tax evasion and money laundering charges, and Kai would be financially secured for the child's future, free from the burden of the past.
The corporate war was won, and the criminal charges against Malik Thorne and Ariana Hayes were solidified by Zara Elan's team. Malik Thorne, the embezzler, was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison for embezzlement and corporate fraud. His arrogant facade had collapsed, and his fate was sealed behind bars. Ariana Hayes, the mistress accomplice, was sentenced to 3 years in prison for her participation in receiving stolen funds and money laundering. Her glamorous, high-status dreams were replaced by a prison uniform. The breakdown. During the trial, Malik and Ariana turned on each other, confirming their love wasn't as strong as the money they stole. Mrs. Serafina Thorne received the judgment she deserved, not through a trial, but through the foreclosure. Poverty. Mrs. Thorne now sells fried pies on the street to survive. Her face, once arrogant, is now wrinkled and greasy from cooking smoke. Regret. She is consumed by regret, realizing she traded a sincere daughter-in-law, Zara, for a woman who only wanted her son's money. Devin Thorne, the gambler, BIL, was beaten by loan sharks and now works as an illegal valet, limping on one leg. The entire Thorne family's life, built on arrogance and the misuse of Zara's money, had been completely destroyed, leaving them to rot in their own greed. Zara now stands as the CEO of Global Solutions, Inc. She has regained her honor and the place she truly deserved. The final act, Zara chose not to visit her former family in their misery. She refused to look back, stating, "The road ahead is much more beautiful." Closure. The past with Malik and his family is now just a speck of dust in the rearview mirror of her luxurious car. Did you like the story? And which city are you listening from? Let's meet in the comments. If you like the story, you can support me by sending a super thanks so I can keep bringing more stories like this. Thank you so much for your sweet support. I'm looking forward to your comments on the story. On the screen, you can see 2 new life stories that I highly recommend. There's so much more on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next life story. With love and respect,